Today, I'm joined by the guy many consider as the greatest LoL player in the scene of Trackmania. Recently, he showed that skills at the Zerator Cup 2018, where he qualified into the playoffs and played in front of the big crowd. But today, I'm here to talk about more than just the Zerator Cup and more than just the LoL scene. So, before we get into that, Plastorex, can you sort of tell us who are you and what do you do in the scene of Trackmania?
Hey boys, I'm what I do in the Trackmania. So mostly as you said, I play LoL, very short maps, as well as Nadio, and yeah, like the biggest challenge for me in Trackmania or like fun is finding new ways, new ideas, new approaches in any track, especially Nadio. And it's fucking sick that you can still find something new on the Nadio maps, which have like, I don't know, like 8 years or so. And people are still coming up with crazy stuff like this Uber cut on C14, I suppose, if you are following.
Yeah, I'm following the YouTube videos and seeing the crazy stunts.
Yeah, so whenever such thing happens, there's always like plenty of guys who want to prove that it's faster, that you can make it. And yeah, I'm kind of in that group. So we are we are we are very fond of doing such stuff.
Well, can you sort of tell us why you like it so much? Because from my side, I can only like see a YouTube video in 5 minutes where you see the run, but I know that to do such a stunt or trick, you are doing like 1,000 attempts to make that possible. Why do you sort of enjoy that sort of process in because you fail and then suddenly succeed?
Yeah, because like the dopamine dose whenever someone makes it is really big. So we are all like, oh my God, we finally made it. He made it, and we are going crazy. So we are all waiting for that moment when it happens, and then yeah, we are just going nuts totally, and then showing the world what we found.
Would you say that those kind of cut maps, the Nadeo maps, are the most prestigious ones to get a new cut on? Or is it the same with normal maps that, let's say, I build or someone else's build?
Not really. Like Nadio maps are very specific one because they were made by authors of the game. And yeah, as you said, it's really prestigious if someone finds something new in these maps. And but I mean, there was like a discussion about the cuts in the maps. Like, why would people make maps which have like I don't know how to say it, like cut made on purpose. So
Yeah.
the author of the map made the cut on purpose. And then should we call such this way a cut? Because I think a cut should be unintended by the author of the map. That's my opinion, of course.
So it's more like when, let's say, I build a normal track, but I know that there is a cut, you would call that way sort of more like a trick map because it's intended to be like that.
Yeah, I think there are actually a couple of teams in Trackmania One who they mostly play such maps like with intended cut, but it's still really fun to play because of the bounce, because of something or back finish.
Hmm. Which sort of game do you like the most to play? Sort of your maps? Is it Trackmania Nations Forever, or is it the new game in Trackmania 2 Stadium?
Which I like most, right?
Yeah, which do you spend the most time hunting, like these sort of maps where you can't?
I'm mostly sitting on Trackmania One. But in Trackmania 2, I sometimes come play like Nadios, or if there's anything fun like Zerator Cup.
Yeah. But why do you think that the most sort of because I think the biggest group of sort of the hunters of Nadio and the cutters are still left in Trackmania Nations Forever. Why do you think that they are sort of stuck, or I don't know if stuck is the right word, but why do you think they haven't moved into the new game?
I think these guys are kind of old schoolers, and as we could see in Mania Planet, there were many things removed, like Rammstein back possibility. I mean, it's still possible, I think, from what I remember, but it's really like not consistent. Let's say. I mean, Rammstein back is not consistent at all. And same goes for stuff like backfin. What else? There was something else. I mean, Grassback is still there. So yeah. So let's say Trackmania 1 is like a pure, not change game. So we know that nothing will be changed, and we know what we are capable of regarding the tricks. So like Uber, of course, or backfin. We know that's possible and that we can use it to find many sexy ways
Yeah, how do you
in the
start
map.
actually the process of finding sort of a new way? Is it just random, or do you go sort of deep into today I'm gonna look at this track and see every possible, or if there is any possible ways?
I mean, mostly I think it's random. Like I know Edge,
Yeah,
like lured through almost all of the maps from TMX, but yeah, sometimes it's like it just happens. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it's not like we are choosing the specific map and we are like raping it to find a new way. It
uh,
just happens.
yeah. What do you say if it's the map or the Nadio map that is getting sort of hunted at the moment? Is there a map that is yet to be accomplished, or that you could see a big improvement coming up on?
Um, from Trackmania 1, right?
Yeah, sure.
Uh, for, 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 I mean, there are still some undone cuts. I mean, if you are saying about the cuts, because we can also hunt them up regularly, right?
Yeah. Will you do both, or do
Uh,
you just do the cutway?
I do both.
Ah, okay.
Like, if I like the map, I just hunt it to the death. Wait, let me think. The big improvement, well, it could be EO5 endurance, where you can Uber back each lap out of 60 laps, but it's never gonna happen. So, I mean, each Uber saves like 3 seconds or more. I don't remember, but something like this. So in total, it's 180 seconds difference from the world record. So that would be the biggest gap if someone made it, but it's not possible.
Yeah.
Maybe by bot.
So you don't have any specific maps that you sort of today I'm gonna hunt this map, or do you sort of have a break from
Um,
that?
Today, actually, I was hunting A14 from Trackmania 2. I got top three world record.
Yeah.
World record is by Rainstab, and 1,000 difference from him is Trinity. And I'm behind at like 100 of a second. So, and it's still more possible. So probably when we finish the conversation, I will hunt some more to
And get that world
make
record.
one. Yeah, because much more is possible there.
So would you say
Ugh.
that the sort of the times for Nadio maps are lower or worse in Trackmania 2 Stadium than in Trackmania Nations Forever?
Yeah, of course, because they weren't so long.
Yeah.
They are not so long. Holy fuck, I can't say it correctly. They weren't so long in the scene, so yeah. Trackmania 1 is like a core of the Nadio maps, and that's where all the action happens, at least for me. But yeah, sometimes I'm switching to TM2 because some of the maps are really fun to hunt.
And talking about sort of doing these tries to get that sort of trick on a map and to accomplish something nobody else has done, is there sort of a map that you want to point out that you did something that people didn't think was possible, or people think was possible was sort of hard to do?
Um, there were a couple of the maps if you check Nino's channel,
Yeah.
but specifically like my biggest accomplishment.
Is there sort of a
I
track
think
that
I
you're really proud of to accomplishing, or the time on that map?
mm, there were a couple of them, but I would have to take like I don't really recall any. Like I'm just making it, and then okay,
Yeah,
I have it.
no big deal.
Not, yeah, like and the world goes on, you know. But give me a second. I will try to think of any.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, when I was a noob, um, when I was playing with keyboard, so it should be like 6 years ago or even seven. I was playing Stadium C1 map, and then I found out that you don't. Well, if you check the map, you will know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
That you don't have to jump on the two ramps which are at the beginning, but you can like skip the ramp to the left on the control block, and you can gain a lot of speed with that. So, and when I made it in official. I was going like super crazy. I shouted, and I was living with my mother, so I shouted. My mother was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And mom, look, world record. So, yeah. I think that yeah, but it was when I was noob. Like right now, my standards are kind of higher, so I don't like get excited about every everything I make. Let's say it
what
must be
was
very like sick.
yeah, but what is sort of making you excited in Trackmania? Is there something that sort of brings back that feeling of being a noob when you accomplish something great, or will you never get that feeling again?
Um, I think I'm like already too old. I mean, in the Trackmania, not like in life, in Trackmania to like be very excited about something. But I really like to see the process of some players, like they are developing their skills, and I'm always super happy for them. Like Hefest, like he used to be my let's say fanboy, if we can say that. He told me that like not long time ago that he used to be my fanboy. He was like looking up to me, and right now we are in the same team and we are kind of on the same level of the game. So it's for me it's a really pleasant feeling to see how someone develops their skills. So this is like my main pleasant feeling
Yeah. And in the
regarding
intro,
the game.
I said that in the intro that you are sort of many people view you as the best LoL player in the world. Do you sort of agree with that, or do you think that there are players out there who have a higher level than you?
Uh, I would say that I don't consider myself the best player, but because it's like many factors. Sometimes someone has a bad day. Sometimes someone has a good day. So let's say there's a couple of people who are on the highest level of the LoL maps, and I could say that I'm in that group. Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm
Who
not like the best.
is there any players that sticks out, and if so, who do you think sticks out?
You mean like from LoL tracks
Yeah, LoL tracks.
or
Let's take the LoL scene in general.
mm, let's say I will divide it to keyboard player and pad player. So pad player, it's a really hard question because it's I don't want anyone to feel bad that I didn't mention them, but like I would say the legend is Epic.
Yeah,
Epic, he used to be in RTA and like as well. He was like, oh, holy fuck. He was really sick.
the
And keyboard, maybe Frev, he's a fellow Polish,
yeah.
but I'm like following his gameplay recently, his videos, and yeah, he's doing really sick stuff. I would say he's in that highest skill group as well. I would put him there as well. So yeah.
But how did you actually end up playing these sort of LoL maps and going for these cuts? What is your first experience with Trackmania, and you just went with it, or did it happen along your career, sort of say?
I mean, it just what I liked, like the jumps, the tricks, like expanding, like learning, not learning, but yeah. Mostly I like the jumps, like tricks. I don't know why, but I simply liked this not usual kind of gameplay. So like I was really excited that I can do something differently and so on. So that's how I kind of got hooked up with Trackmania, I would say,
Yeah.
because there is always something new to find, and yeah.
Yeah, I remember my sort of first, I don't know, interaction with you because I knew who you was. I saw you in the Daddy times, but my cup was the weekly short hunt, and you were the first ever who found a cut on my map there. And I think you made a
Um,
video of it or something. Do you remember that?
uh, yeah, I made a video of it.
Yeah, you
I think I
almost beat
waited
Massa or
with the
something.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like minus 0.3, 0.2. I just showed it to see that the cut can be faster, but it still wasn't a world record,
Yeah.
luckily, because cuts were forbidden from what I remember.
Yeah, I remember telling you something like if you because when you found a cut, I told you that you cannot beat the time, then you will be banned or something, and you said okay, and then you was kind and waited until uploading the video, so more people wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that was my point, that to prove it actually can be faster, but still like maintain a good, healthy relationship
Yeah,
with you.
and I remember someone in the comments of that YouTube video was sort of mad that you didn't go for that world record, and you said you respected the rules.
Oh yeah, indeed. I mean, because I think I drove the time online actually, so people could see the cut
Yeah.
if they check the CPs. But I still didn't share the replay. But yeah, 97. Oh, okay, okay. I mean, I think that was 97 time or 99. I don't remember. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then you also grabbed me for cut testing in
Yep.
upcoming years.
That's sort of like I don't know if you could make a relation with that or a sort of connection with that. It's sort of when FBI's wanna catch the bad guys, they sort of get the bad guy to test stuff for them or to find a way to sort of because I can think like you sort of see things that I can't see, and I think that that's the way with
Hmm.
cutters as well. So I think that's sort of a good thing that I hired you.
Yeah, like a different perspective. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like it could be like blackmailing.
yeah.
If you don't help us, will arrest you or so. I mean, it's very like not how to say it. Not I don't know the word. Like okay, never mind.
Never mind. But
Yeah, I just can't find the word.
yeah.
So
But your sort of view on Trackmania, we have the tech scene as the biggest style in the game. But if you sort of had to pick between dirt, tech, and full speed to sort of go, I don't know, pro, if you can say that you can go pro in Trackmania, what sort of style would you pick?
I think it wouldn't be tech because I would have to work hard to get on some good level. So it must be dirt or full speed. I'm actually I was picked for a Polish representation for dirt. I don't know why, because I was playing ZrT maps and the guy, the leader was like, "Oh, you must be good in dirt." I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm fucking not." But I think I would go for full speed.
Okay,
Actually, yeah.
why?
Uh, I've because it's like for me it's the easiest thing to learn because in there are gear shifts, there are some lines that you have to learn. Also in full speed you have to learn lines, but mostly it's all about speed sliding. If you watch Muda's videos on YouTube, he's like speed sliding everywhere. He's like coming up with new ways to trigger the speed slide, which results, of course, in a better time because of the higher speed. So I think I would go for full speed because the main concept is just to speed slide. Maybe I'm like not going into details, but I think that's how full speed works. So I would go for that, and also because I'm playing with pads, so it would be easier, I think.
But do you think that sort of becomes a reality, or do you think that in the future for you, you will stick to the LoL maps and try to cut the Nadio maps?
Um, Actually, I don't know. I mean, after ZrT Cup, I really like the experience of being somewhere playing, let's say, competitively, because ZrT maps are not that competitive. It's more like uh, fun to watch maps. I mean, fun to watch players fail
Yeah.
at the maps. So, I mean, I got that in my mind, but I know. I think there's still so much to be found regarding the cuts and the Nadio maps that I don't know if I will, whenever get to like GoPro, let's say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but talking about your sort of experience at Zerator Cup, how was it going into the event before? Let's start with before the sort of qualifications. Do you think that you had trained enough to make it to the playoffs?
Um, I didn't train that much actually. I think, yeah, I didn't train that much, but I had really high expectations for me. So, uh, and I also kind of played. Holy fuck, wait. I kind of got a brain lag.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, so I just went with really high expectations for myself, and that's it.
And when you sort of went through each match as it went, did you get more confidence that I'm gonna make it to the playoffs, or was it like something special needs to happen for me to make it to the playoffs?
Mm, no, I was really confident because I knew that I'm not the only one who is going to be stressed, and also I don't know why, but there was some let's say hype uh, regarding my person. Like when I kind of teased players with my world records on YouTube just to see, oh, you can do grass back there, blah blah blah. So I wanted to kind of make them more insecure, like to have bigger chances, let's say, to qualify, but it went smoothly in the end.
And what did you feel when you sort of knew that the qualifications were done and that you made it to the playoffs and was going to Toulouse?
I actually shouted louder than with this Stadium C1
Oh.
cut. I can like repeat. I was like, "It's a Plastorex!" I
And what
literally
does that
shouted
mean?
that.
Does that mean something
Uh,
special in Polish?
no, it's from French, like, and it's Plastorex.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I would know that Zerator was casting and he would say that I will qualify, so I just went full Frenchy. And I was, oh my god, I was fucking shaking. I really thought that I'm gonna have a heart attack because my hands were like, vibrating so much.
Huh.
And like it took me like, I don't know, half an hour to calm down. I literally called my friends that I qualified and that we are drinking the same evening. So after 1 hour, I was already drinking.
That's the perfect way to celebrate. The Polish way, no?
Yeah, indeed. Vodka,
Polish vodka is the best, no?
Mhm.
But sort of going into the event, did you sort of view yourself as the favorite, or how was your sort of thought process? Did you already win going there, or was you sort of expecting more?
As I said in the interview, it's in Zerator on Zerator channel. I simply said that it's a win-win-win situation because I will repeat myself if someone watches the interview. So yeah, if I don't qualify to the finals, I still had a nice trip. and met some people, met some organizers, had a first stage performance, so it's a great experience as well. And next win is if I don't, I mean, if I qualify to the finals but don't win, I still qualified to the finals, and I proved that I can go further. And if I won, then it would be a fucking great accomplishment regarding that it was my first stage experience. But yeah, still I view it as a win situation, so no hard feelings.
Yeah. I put up different polls during the sort of before the event and on the day that the event happened, and you were sort of viewed as, if not the biggest favorite, at least top two or top three. Did you agree with that? And if so, who do you think was the biggest favorite?
Um, I mean, if we don't take into account the people who don't have much to do in Trackmania, there must have been some people who weren't aware of who is actually capable of. But yeah, um, I think the favorite for me at least was Bren,
Why?
because I watched his qualifications, and also I watched him train in the training zone behind the stage, and also I really wanted him to win because he simply was really close all the time, like in the previous editions of the cup. So, and Carl would win. Well, he won, and another title. So I wanted, that something, let's say, exciting new happens.
Yeah. And before the grand final, you didn't qualify into it. So you, before the grand final, you hoped that Bren was sort of winning it.
Yeah, I mean, all stars on the sky were saying that he is going to win, but then something happened. I don't know.
Carl Jr. pops
Yeah,
up in the grand final, like always, almost.
yeah,
But
yeah, but
I had
yeah.
I had Riolo on before the Zerator Cup, and he told me why he didn't want to play this year, and it was sort of his experience at the stage there, and sort of the French people wasn't that kind to him. He said, "Did you sort of what was your experience at the Zerator Cup? Did you enjoy the experience, or do you also have some sort of
Mhm.
different view on it?"
No, for me it was a really pleasant feeling. I mean, obviously, people who are not French speaking or from France will not get so much attention, but I wouldn't describe it as a bad feeling, you know. It's completely normal behavior, but there was no hard feelings from me. I mean, when I went, I was going first on the scene, and people were still cheering, so for me it was okay. And then when I met some guys at the backstage, let's say VIPs, they were saying that they were kind of cheering for me. So no, I really liked the experience. It was really pleasant.
So it's safe to say that you want to go back to the Zerator Cup in 2019 if that happens.
Obviously, because the biggest reason for that is I know I didn't play how I wanted to play and how people wanted me to play. I completely fucked up my whole gameplay because of the stress on the scene, you know, and this kind of gave me a boost to like work even harder next time and like put myself in uncomfortable situations so I will be like more experienced for the next year, you know.
Yeah, so you would say that the reason why you didn't make it to the grand final was because of the stress from the sort of crowd or the pressure.
Yeah, yeah, like I I I was shaking. I was completely shaking. My hands were sweaty, knees, palms are sweaty. Yeah, I just couldn't focus like I wanted to. And I was because of the stress, I also were making some bad decisions. Like when there was a last round in which I guess Orel or Papu, I think Papu qualified. It was the 40-second map. There's a lucky jump at the end, and I took the most riskiest way, even though I was in front of him. So that was kind of stupid decision, but yeah, all because of the stress, you know.
So, what is your sort of general view on the Zerator Cup? Do you sort of do you like the idea that this is in fact the biggest sort of exposure for Trackmania?
I mean, I would say yes, because Zerator is doing pretty good job to put Trackmania in spotlight, and also the maps aren't just pure tech. There are already too many events from with tech, so this is like kind of special tournament. I mean, I I wouldn't describe it as professional. I mean, wait, not professional, but like pro gaming
Yeah.
tournament. But if we talk about the reach, the audience it gets, and also the general fun. I don't know if that's the correct word actually. Um, But yeah, I wouldn't view it as a pro gaming tournament, but it's really sick tournament in general. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
But yeah, we see that in 2018, Carl Jr. sort of stream and YouTube has sort of exploded maybe because of the Zerator Cup and because he is the world champion. But do you sort of plan to use this opportunity to gain the popularity around your channels and sort of make your name bigger?
I mean, yes, because my next project, if I get about to it,
Yeah, sure.
is making video of my Zerator maps PBs, and I'm pretty sure if I put correct tags, it can get some attention. I mean, I already gained like at least 100 subscribers on YouTube, also on Twitch. So even if you are not winning the cup and you are playing it kind of sick, you are getting some, let's say, something in return. So yeah, but I don't know if I want to go bigger. I mean, I won't force myself to do anything just to get the
Yeah,
audience. I want to be natural. That's all. So I wouldn't spam or anything like this.
But your goal for the next ZrT, if you can close the chapter on ZrT for 2019, is your goal to win it?
Yeah. This time I want. Okay, let's say at least finals,
Yeah.
and winning would be perfect for me. But yeah, I want to like at least don't be in the same position as last year. So final or winning the cup is okay for me.
Do you think that you have the skills to beat Carl Jr.? He has won, I think, 4 out of 6 cups.
Obviously, I mean he's also getting stressed, and the maps are trickish. So it's kind of my gameplay. Carl Jr. has a really big experience on stage, so he can handle the stress very well. And yeah, I will go full incognito next year, like because I think I spoiled some tricks which I found on my streams. So next year I will go full incognito and just shine out of nowhere.
Yeah, sort of people don't know where they have you.
Yeah, indeed. That's my goal for the next year. Maybe I already said too much.
Spoil the master plan.
Yeah, yeah, which wasn't supposed to be spoiled.
But yeah, we talk about the most popular tournament in Trackmania, which is the Zerator Cup, and it sort of I think this event alone brings more spectators than all the other events combined. Why do you sort of think that Trackmania is not that popular and can't get into the sort of mainstream esports scene?
I think racing games in general are not so popular in pro gaming scene. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my opinion. I'm not following that much, but I would say there must have been some decisions made, maybe by Nadio, like joining the Ubisoft, that made the Trackmania less popular because Trackmania is like great tool for competitiveness. I don't know what happened. Like, didn't Nadio talk to some, pro gaming tournaments organizers to put the game there? I have no idea. Like back in 2012, 11, the Trackmania was in on ESWC, WCG, I guess, as well. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. And then out of nowhere, Trackmania goes kind of dead, even though the Trackmania 2 came up and so on. So I think it's mostly caused by some bad decisions from the game makers. I would say that.
So you think that if sort of every decision was made correctly, Trackmania would sort of have a bigger exposure and be sort of a mainstream game?
Yeah, because it you can in Trackmania you can go fully competitive, like on tech maps, and also it gives big possibilities. Like you have a map editor, which is really sick. You can make your own stuff. So for me, it's kind of confusing why there's no such, let's say, audience, if player base for Trackmania. I mean, okay, many people are still playing, but it's not like worldwide.
Yeah. If you're sort of if you was Nadeo and sort of have to give them one thing they can change to make the game popular, what would that thing be?
Hmm, leaving Ubisoft. No. It's a really tough question because I'm not like in their skins,
Yeah.
and I don't know what are actual possibilities that, like the decisions, the pool of the decisions they can make. But I think I would just work hard to put Trackmania in spotlight, like for the competitive scene. So, like being on some like E3 or so. I mean, Trackmania Turbo probably was on E3 if I'm not mistaken. But like showing that this game can be competitive and can bring a lot of emotions, which Zerator already proved. Like the audience goes crazy if something happens in in the Trackmania, even if someone doesn't know how the game works, there's still a lot of emotions brought with that. So I think the best decision would be to prove that Trackmania can be competitive and very interesting to watch as well.
Do you sort of like to watch Trackmania when you sort of because we have the Trackmania Pro League coming up and the playoffs will be in Paris? Would you sort of watch that stream because you enjoy it, or do you not sort of a big fan of watching esports scene of Trackmania?
Mm, I'm not such a big follower, but if I know there's a final somewhere, I always try to watch it just to see who wins,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you sort of have who is the best player? Who do you think will win it in Paris in the Paris Games Week? The Trackmania Pro League Season 3, I believe.
but you have to tell me who's the finalist
I don't
because
I think there is sort of 24 players or so is going to play a season before the playoffs even.
uh, wait, let me, Trackmania Pro League, right?
Yeah, Trackmania Pro League.
Okay, I think I see it. Official groups, Group
Yeah,
A
boy.
and Group B, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, one second. So let's say Group A, we have, oh my God, so many pros. It's really hard to choose from.
Yeah,
Holy
it's the best
shit.
players in the world at that
Yeah,
scene of tech.
I totally agree with that. Oh, maybe Dexter. Dexter, I think he played a lot of TTCs and he was doing a really sick job. It's like I can't answer that question. Holy fuck, so many pros there.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, so I will pick two people from each group.
Yep.
So we will have four, and then I will. So from Group A, it will be Dexter and perhaps Puck,
Yep.
let's say. And from Group B, oh, this is tough. So Carl Jr. obviously, no doubt about it. And the second will be Massa Brand or Twin, I think. So let's go with Massa. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, equally with Brand. And from the four, I would still say it's Carl Jr. The reason is obvious.
So you think Carl
I'm
Jr.
re-
is gonna win it for the second time then?
I really hope there will be a plot twist. So I mean, I'm being objective right now. Carl Jr. has a big chance. I mean, unless someone trains really hard and like just goes there and destroy everyone. Yeah, but yeah, I would say Carl Jr. still
Yeah. There we have it.
because of the experience.
The winner of the Trackmania Pro League Season 3 will be Carl Jr. Just put the money on
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah. Like,
I
I
think.
mean, I really want it to be Twin, Brand, Massa, Deck, or yeah, I would really love to see Dexter win
Okay.
because he's not. I think. I mean, he's not that popular and he's showing great skills. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So, being objective, I say Carl Jr., but being subjective, I say Dexter.
Both heart and brain, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is sort of my questions for you. We are at the 43 minutes mark. Do you sort of have any topics you want to talk about in the scene of Trackmania, or some people you want to shout out to or say hello to, or what's on your mind?
There are many people I would like to greet. So it will be Black members, obviously, and anyone who knows that I want to greet them, they will know about it. So I won't name anyone. And if I want to talk about something, uh, let's just say I want the Trackmania to be great again.
Make Trackmania great again.
Yeah, indeed.
Would
Um,
would that
no,
sort
I
of
think
be a
I
dream
have.
of yours to sort of make a living out of playing Trackmania?
If they were paying me for making the cuts, yeah,
Each cut is $1,000.
yeah, yeah, let's go for it. I mean, I could because I really love the game. I'm addicted to it, and I'm still wasting a lot of time for it. So yeah, making a living out of it would be perfect. But I know if even top players like Cardinal can uh, afford the living out of it. I mean, okay, right now Cardinal is sponsored by Zerator, and he has a huge fan base. And I think I watched the podcast with him and with you and him.
Yep,
You made it.
yep.
That he said that he can make living out of it because of the subscribers on the Twitch. I think
Yeah,
that's what he said, if I remember correctly.
that's
So
correct, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I would love to, but also it would require me to be in the home a lot of time, which can be depressing sometimes, I would say.
So yeah,
If
what's
if yeah, I mean, if someone went full stream making YouTube videos, then he would probably spend like 8 hours a day. So it's kind of a lot of time.
Yeah, that's actually correct. Sort of, you only see or only hear about the sort of positive side, making money, but there's actually, I believe, a lot of work behind that.
Indeed.
And most you have to do sort of alone in your home.
Unless you have a girlfriend or something.
Yeah, correct. But do you have any final words before we close the podcast?
Um, it was really nice to talk to you, and it kind of made my self-esteem grow a little bit. That I have a pleasure to be in the podcast.
Yeah,
So
of
yeah,
course,
thank you
man.
very much.
Of course, man. That's the reason why you helped me out with the cuts, right? I have to pay you back somehow.
Yeah, but let's say now it's a deal, right?
Yeah, now it's a deal. And when you win the Zerator Cup 2019, I sort of have to owe you something to get you on again.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. I will still remember.
You will still remember me. Oh, that's when you get big. When you get big.
Yeah, I mean that should be the point of everyone who's getting bigger.
Yep.
I mean, not in terms of muscles, but in terms of that he should remember who he started with.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, and that's a great way to end the conversation.
Yeah, with some life lesson from Plastorex himself. That's it, I guess. Thanks so much for stepping up, and it's really fun. And best of luck to your future, and I think we'll do another podcast in the future.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you very much.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye, guys.